Hello, everybody. This is a very special occasion. Uh, as this has been announced by now, when this drops, we are recording this a couple weeks before the announcement. This is the first time. This is the first podcast we are recording for the Connection Media Podcast Network, and I have the pleasure of being joined by my co-host for this, Tyler on demand, frequent guest on the Richie and Meko Connection. We got V and we have Yusuf, both made incredible debuts. First time they had ever been on podcast on What Makes One Piece Great, which was a special episode we did back in November. And we made a group chat immediately after, and we're planning for all this time before Connection Media even came into light. We had been planning, when are we doing the next One Pod? When are we doing the next One Piece pod? And I just decided, you know what? We're never going to run out of shit to talk about. Let's just make this a reoccurring podcast. So this pod in particular will come out at least once a month. It'll at least have a few of these hosts hosting it every month. And depending on what's going on currently in the manga and the anime, there may be more episodes. It depends on everybody's schedule, but I can guarantee you one episode per month for this. And yeah, what better way to start than to start with ranking the top 10 in the verse.
All right. It's about to
course,
get dirty in here.
There's a bunch of great theories out there. There's a bunch of deep shit we could talk about. But for now, we're going to keep it your basic shonen conversation list, top 10. We're going to start. So we all made our a top 10 all time, and we all made a top 10 currently. I'll ask you guys, which would you like to start with?
I would say all
think
time.
we should. Yeah,
You want to start all time?
Agreed.
Let me pull this up. My all-time list, I'll say, is a lot less. I feel I could be swayed with it. You guys can convince me one way or the other, opposed to my current list. But of course, One Piece. And also just to throw this out there, we're taking into account. Okay, we haven't seen this guy completely. We're not just talking feats. It's just like, okay, if this character feels this way about this guy, even though we haven't seen what he's done, you just got to assume they're OP, right? So for example, Rocks, we don't know shit about him, but he's in Kaido's top 5. We see that in the couple of episodes ago. We see that.
I will say to that point, Rocks is the only one that I did include for people that we don't know. So like, for example, Emu, Dragon, the Gorosei, Kong, Green Bull, Weevil, and Shiki, I left out on purpose.
Interesting. Okay.
I just wasn't sure.
All right, let's jump into it. So we're all list our 10 or 9 in a circle, basically like a round robin circle right now. And then once we're done, we're going to talk about it. So Tyler, you are the person to my left on the Zoom. Okay. So you want to start us off, and then I'll go, and then V, and then Yusuf.
That's right. Oh, I'm ready. All time number 10. I've got the boy himself, in the words of King of Lightning. Monkey, Massive D, Luffy, number 10 all time.
Interesting.
Wow.
We starting hot. We starting hot. A little hot.
I've got Mr. Kozuki Odin in my number 10 spot.
Wow, what is going on?
We'll talk about it. Let's get through this.
Yo, okay.
My 10, I'm putting Marco all time.
Interesting. Okay. Yusuf?
For number 10, kind of difficult, man. Like, no, the way I stacked up my list is a little bit different, but
whatever works for you. You can have a similar current too.
Actually, I think it might be better just to hear y'all's out, and then I'm gonna list my 10 afterwards. If that's fun,
That's fine. So Tyler, you want to do 9?
Absolutely. I have Rayleigh, Dark King, Silver's Rayleigh, number 9.
Oh my God. Wait, never mind. I was looking at the wrong list.
This is tough.
Oh, all right. I'll just go through my list, and I think I forgot Rayleigh. My number 9 is Luffy. That's
valid. This is so tough, bro.
It is.
I would say my number 9, I would probably put all time. I think I'm agree with Luffy. Yeah, okay. Luffy's probably 9.
All right. In 8,
I like how this immediately got harder too. Like the
Yeah.
second we started, it immediately
Yeah.
got harder.
It was already hard from the first number, from the first name.
Yeah.
this is extremely hard. There's no right answer. Well, there is for some. You know, if Usopp's
Right,
on
you're
one of
right.
your lists, then I'm gonna be like, well, you're wrong.
Right. And to Gabe's point, by the way, I could also be swayed on all these. So that'll be
For
the
sure.
discussion part. But yeah, we're going there. Number 8, I've got Blackbeard all time.
Okay. Number 8.
Current, not where he could be. Current.
Right. Exactly. Which is
Like I think he's gonna be higher than he is right now, but that's
For
where he's at
sure.
right now.
we're pushed for time, but I also thought about, and where do you think it will be? We'll do that next time, maybe. Where do you think everybody will be at the end of the series? My number 8 is Big Mom, all time.
That's valid. That's valid. I would have to put. Man, this is tough. Honestly, I'm leaning towards Akainu.
Okay.
Not didn't make my did not crack my all time list.
Really?
Did not crack my all time list. But we can discuss that.
Wait, he actually didn't make mine either. Just kidding. I don't know. Just kidding.
Who's your number 7, Tyler?
Number 7 is Big Mom.
Interesting. Okay. And
Mhm.
my number 7 is Kaido.
Ooh, okay.
My number 7 is
okay.
Kaido. Who 6 guys in front of Kaido? We'll see.
Yeah,
Who are the
that's
6
a
guys in
lot.
front of Kaido? V.
I'd have to put Blackbeard
Okay.
because I'm trying to get stronger as we climb up.
Right.
All right. And now we're at 6.
It's back to me. 6, I've got Garp.
Interesting. Okay. I have
The
Shanks.
fist.
I have Shanks at 6. I have Shanks at 6.
Big Shanks. I'm putting a star next to that one. We have to come back to that one.
Yeah, come back around.
Wow. Oh man. I have to go with Kaido.
Kaido.
Interesting.
Kaido.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So all the Yonko, at least for me, I have the Yonko, like the current Yonko are basically like all there. All time, Blackbeard's not on my all time list because of where he is right now. Where he is right now, I don't think he's that powerful. Share you a powerful. Let me not get ahead of myself. We could talk.
Yeah,
about
no, I feel you, dude, because I'm ready.
Yeah. So
okay,
at 5,
Garp, I've got Kaido at 5.
you have Kaido at 5. Okay.
There he is.
I have Garp at 5. I have Garp at 5.
Mm.
I do. I think he's, he was toe to toe with Roger. All right, V.
I think I have to put Mihawk up there. Gotta pay some respect to this.
All right.
man.
Okay. What?
No, I'm serious. I have to put Mihawk top 5.
I struggled placing Mihawk places, dude. I struggled.
He's
but he
tough.
didn't make
He's
the
one of
top
those
10.
guys. He's not in my
Yeah,
top
I
10 all time
I,
either.
yeah, I think right now he's beating Big Mom. Right now he's beating Blackbeard. Probably Akainu. Yeah, I think he's up there.
Oh, it's spicy. I like it.
All right. Okay. So we're at 4 now, all time.
Yep. 4, I've got Shanks.
Okay. Ooh. All right.
Yeah, big red hair.
Okay. I have Whitebeard.
Mm-hmm.
Whitebeard 4.
I know. I know.
That's a little
You'll
drop.
see. You'll see.
I agree with Tyler. 4, I'll put Shanks.
Like I said, I could be heavily swayed on my all time, especially. So we're at 3 now.
Yeah. Top 3 all
3.
time just are like immovable.
Yeah, I got Whitebeard at 3.
3. Okay.
Yep.
I have Emu. I just assume whoever this is
that's
going
an
to be the
assumption.
final antagonist. And the characters are getting so strong that the final antagonist, I assume he's not just some guy like Spandam in Ini's lobby. I assume he's not like that where he's like guarded by powerful people. Like I'm assuming he's strong as shit. So that's my reasoning behind that.
Imagine he has no hockey.
Right.
Dude.
Right. Yeah.
V, back to you.
Yeah.
Right?
We're at V now at number 3.
Yeah, number 3, I'll put Zebek 3rd.
Interesting.
Zebek.
Okay.
Rock Steve
Yep.
Zebek, yeah, I have to put 3rd.
Tyler.
Just
right
because
too.
he's a legend.
Right.
Lurking legend. The lurking legend. At 2, I've got Roger, the Pirate King himself.
I also have Roger at 2.
What? Guys, all time Roger 2?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Who you got? Who you got at 2, V?
2 is Whitebeard, bro. Prime Whitebeard.
Okay.
Solidified number 2, bro.
Over Zebek.
right.
Over Zebek. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Tyler, you have Zebek. I have Zebek number 1.
Yep, Mr. Rocks. Mr. Rocks.
And V, you have Roger 1.
Roger.
Okay. All right, so we can talk
An
about this.
interesting, an
Yusuf,
interesting
chime in.
list, guys. Yeah, this is interesting. It's for me, I had a different take. So it's been very difficult placing Luffy at number 10. Very, very difficult, actually. I was still thinking that he might be below Big Mom, who took place number 11. Right. I think still, although like he's learned all this, right? We still haven't seen a full one-on-one. Them not being kind of like, fatigued by prior, fights and all that. So it just be interesting to see that.
So you have Luffy at 10?
Luffy at 10 for right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm confident he'll take that, but we still have to see that. You know what I mean? Then Kaido.
Right.
Still, I don't think, Kaido's like what? Kaido 1 is 1 versus 30 versus this, like
I feel you on that one. I feel
agree
you on
with
that
that.
one.
So after Kaido comes Shanks.
Shanks.
Wait. Oh, wait. So Kaido's at 9 then.
Yes, Kaido's
I
at
gotcha.
9.
Okay,
Shanks is
gotcha.
at 8.
Right.
Okay, I had Shanks right in front of Kaido as well.
Okay. Yeah. I think that's very motivated by the whole Marineford incident.
Exactly.
Like a lot of inference
Exactly.
for that, right? Yeah.
The names better get legendary quick though. If Shanks and Kaido are that low, we need some big names.
Right.
Come on now. All right, I do not disappoint. So we have Rayleigh coming in right after Shanks.
Okay, I don't know. Go on. Rayleigh's not even in my top 10 all time.
Wow.
Really? And
No
for me,
commanders.
I'm thinking not old Rayleigh. I'm thinking prime Rayleigh.
I
You know,
feel
every
same.
single one right now.
No commander.
I've got
in
Rayleigh
top
in there.
10. Everybody had
Okay.
to have been a Yonko.
How I think about it, how I see it is Rayleigh is always Yonko level, and then Roger's above. That's
Okay.
how
I feel very
fair.
How he's like,
Fair.
right? And so after Rayleigh, we got Odin.
Oh,
I think this is the separation between this, and it's been difficult for me, right? It's because of that Conqueror's flow, that advanced Conquerors. I feel like there's a lot of mastery on Odin's end that we haven't seen a lot yet more bloom. He was a man that got his morality leveraged against him. So it'd have been very interesting to see how that can that would have worked otherwise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
that's facts. Yeah.
So after Odin, we got my man Garp.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Garp the Fist. After Garp, we have Whitebeard.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Following Whitebeard, and these are all prime, right?
Right.
Yes.
After that, I would say prime. Third is Zebek. Because I remember that, what is it? What I believe is what happened at the God Valley incident, right? Which was not only Roger and Garp, but also joining from a third force, which was Whitebeard, right? To be even they're all younger to be able to take care of the Rocks pirates. That's how I think personally. That's a little bit of headcanon on my end, but
Yeah.
they were still a lot younger. They had a lot of more time to bloom, and so therefore makes Roger number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And number 1, I didn't consider Emo. Anybody want to take a jab at this one?
Just don't say Shiki, dude. Just don't say Shiki.
Nah.
Shit. Who is he not listed? yet?
Dragon?
Blackbeard?
It could be Fish or Tiger.
Dragon's a good guy.
Fish and
Fish and
Tiger.
Tiger.
All respects, but no way.
Probably should have put Dragon. No, actually,
Scaled
no.
the red line.
I feel good about my list.
I feel
Who is it?
Dragon
Who-
is very great, politically. I think he still has a lot of power and ammo, but it's it doesn't compare to my number 1 being Joy Boy. Actual number.
OG. The OG.
JB.
Yes.
That's kind of a cheap pick. Come on.
Hey, I'll take
All
that.
All our lists are out there. Let's talk about this. So Joy Boy, we're assuming, and this is kind of like in the NBA when people just like some old heads will just assume, oh, my time was better. We're sort of just assuming, okay, guys back then were more powerful.
Well,
it
aren't we
seems in
under
general,
the same
yeah.
inference that like Luffy has some relation of will to Joy Boy because the Nika fruit was also donned by Joy Boy at his time.
Okay.
So
Right.
donning that fruit, of course you have to be somebody that is able to will it and be as creative as somebody as Luffy to, of course, optimally like utilize it. But who was the OG for that? It was Joy Boy, right?
Yeah.
Where's
I think the Joy Boy logic is very similar to the Emu one. Like if you're gonna give credence to Emu, you kind of
Yes.
also have to for Joy Boy. I think
in
that's
that
fair.
logic?
That's valid.
Piggybacking off what you say, Tyler, none of us had Ryuma on our lists.
Wow.
Is that because
interesting.
Ryuma had no? Is it because we have no feat whatsoever besides
Yeah.
taking on the entire? Is it true he took on the entire world government?
It's like
he
it's so
guarded
vague,
Wano?
you know?
We
Exactly.
don't know.
It's so
We have
vague.
no. Oh, because at least with Rocks, we have Rocks Pirates versus. We have the God Valley incident. We have he was the captain to three three future Yonko. Where with Ryuma, it's like, who did he fight? We know nothing. People will lump him in with Joy Boy, but we don't even know if they're actually from the same time period. So I
That's
just
true.
think it's interesting.
Yeah, Ryuma's kind of the only like old legend guy that I'm like, okay, he was probably really strong, but I don't know if comparable, just because like what you said. I mean, defended Wano kind of means what? You know, Wano's like you can't get there already.
Yeah.
You got geographical advantages.
Yeah.
I want to hear V's Roger over Zebek.
Yes.
That I want to hear. I gotta hear that.
If we're talking like, because I mean, to the point of Yusuf, where he was like the young potential that that Roger displayed, that Garp displayed, as well as the future Yonko, when they were on that crew with Rocks. I think, I mean, that's probably the time that Zebek was in his prime, correct? Like when he was leading like the crew.
Right.
But that's not the same time that Roger was in his prime. Like Roger was in his prime, like with the clash with Whitebeard when he picked up Odin.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Roger reached his peak right before the very end.
He was sick.
He might have even peaked before that. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Even stronger than that. Yeah. Okay.
Very fair point.
That is a good point.
Yeah, so I think that's what I'm saying, because I mean, granted, we don't know much about Zebek's feats, but we do know about Roger's feats, which is like, remember when he fought against the armada that Shiki had assembled? It was like it was just him against some of like the toughest legends at that time, and they came
canon,
out on top.
right? The Ed War, that's canon.
Yes, that's
okay. Cool.
canon.
Cool.
Yeah, that's in chapter 0, I think.
Gotcha. Sick.
Plus like his one-on-one with Whitebeard and them having like the two top bounties like ever all time. You know, I don't think we saw Zebek's bounty. I'm not saying that it's not up there. It's probably up there, but
he's just been erased. I think we haven't seen it because he's been erased from history.
Right.
Facts. Yeah.
Tyler, I assume you're in the same boat as me, at least going into this. V, you may have swayed me already that I have Zebek above Roger because Roger needed to team up with Garp, who I also have in like my top 5 all time, to take on Zebek, who had that crew. Of course, none of those Yonko. We now know Kaido was an apprentice. He was like 15 years old.
He was like a child
on Rock's ship. Yeah. He was already a force, but he wasn't like the Kaido we know now.
Right, of course not.
That is why I had Zebek above, because it's like, okay, he was probably the main force here, and you needed Roger, and then the only other guy besides Whitebeard who was ever toe to toe with Roger, with Garp, to take him on.
To add on to that a bit, I'm with Yusuf where I kind of think that Whitebeard switched sides, so that kind of bumps
That's a great theory.
even
That's
higher.
a great theory.
It bumps it up. It's like if it took all 3 of them. Now we're talking about something else, like that, even the prime argument, because I don't really have the timeline in order in my head, but I guess what was the time difference between God's Valley and then what we think was kind of the Roger Whitebeard Garp prime? What was
probably
that, 5-10 years?
So 30, yeah, I would say, I was gonna say like 12 to 16. You know, because God Valley was 38 years ago, I think, and the Odin flashbacks like 24 years ago.
Right. So you think maybe like halfway between that time, he probably
hit his prime.
Right. And so I'm thinking like, if it took all 3 of them, because again, going off headcanon, if it took them 3, even if Whitebeard, was like holding off Big Mom, maybe like punching Kaido in the mouth, being like, get over there, kid, something. I still am like, it still took the 3 of them to take down the main force. That's where my brain has them.
Right. This is bugging me. I need to get this out now. V, Mihawk.
Yeah, that's right.
What is he doing in your top 10 all time? What is he doing?
Number 5, by the way.
You had him above some Yonko and some legends,
above Kaido, above Blackbeard, above Akainu.
I just need to know.
Luffy.
I look above Luffy right now. Yes, I look at it like this, right? I mean, take away his title of the greatest swordsman in the world, which is no easy feat, right?
Right.
Take away the Blackbeard of legends, right?
Yes.
Him one-on-one with Shanks.
Okay.
said to be rivals on pure level that is like incomprehensible. Same with Roger and Garp can be said that they were rivals to that degree.
I gotta step in and say something
Right.
different. I have to disagree with you over there, Vanzo, right? I think like when we look at Shanks being an apprentice, if you take a look at his like sword style, he always kind of uses Nitoryu, like two sword style, right? And so that's why there was such a significance in a sense of like the arm being bit off, because he's a very in a sense a very true swordsman with Mihawk. I think he was. This is one of my headcanon theories, right, where he's kind of trying to go for that title of greatest swordsman in the world with true swordsmanship, right? There, you look at Big Mom using Napoleon. That's not the same as Zorro or Odin.
Garp.
You know what I mean? Right?
I meant not Garp, Roger.
What? The Garp.
I meant Roger.
Or Roger. Roger
fist?
just utilizes it as a tool, right?
Right.
However, there is
Kaido
a
with
way
his-
of life, or with the way of the blade, in a sense, for these true swordsmen. And so for Mihawk, it's directly that game, or what it was for Shanks. But then losing that arm, he has to fight very differently, And I think
Yes.
just as like a lot of the fandom is really pointing to Elbaf being the next stop where he can train his Conqueror's flow, because that's what Shanks specializes in, being the apprentice of Roger. You know what I mean? And so that's why I kind of have to disagree with you. I think Mihawk's all great and all that, but he can't be up there with non-true swordsmen, because they use a different sword sense of combat, with the sword.
Right. I feel like Mihawk is the strongest swordsman, the best swordsman in the world, and he might have Shanks beat in that category. But in overall
Probably,
strength, it's like Shanks. It's like Kevin Durant. He's a big man. He's 6. He's as tall as Shaq or whatever, but we don't call him that. Like Shanks is a swordsman. He uses a sword, but we're not going to call him a swordsman per se. He's the captain of a crew, and I assume his sword play is not his biggest strength. There's something else at work.
That's definitely true to be said about Shanks. But I think what speaks more about Mihawk is that like he's at that level with his sword. And I mean, obviously he has really good hockey. We've seen with observation, we've seen his judgment, his IQ, and obviously he has the experience too as well, because of all the countless duels. Plus, I think like something that you guys might be holding against him is that he doesn't go around with the crew. You know what I mean? It's just him.
Fair.
And the fact that he
has
alone,
baboons.
just him, can pull up anywhere speaks to.
Absolutely, but I think that's also like because he has
point.
the government, covering his back up until recently. He can pull up anywhere because he's a warlord. That's the only reason as to why. So it's really interesting that he still places him up, way up there. But I would say there is a lot of credence to that story. What we
do we think that Mihawk has potent conquerors hockey is what we're seeing between Luffy and Kaido and shit?
That's exactly what I was gonna kind of look into next. Like, do you think that he has Conqueror's flow? Because it seems as if like that's what you need.
Because that would have to put him up.
That's what makes you a contender, right?
Not a Yonko level.
Do you think he has it at all? Like maybe the quick knock people out type?
Nothing.
Kid level?
Nothing. Maybe like Kid. He's nothing compared to Shanks. I believe Shanks has the strongest hockey. And what Kaido says, what did Kaido tell us? Hockey. Forget about your devil fruits. Hockey is the number one thing you need. Hockey conquers all. Did we upset V?
Oh,
V is left.
No, I think it just might be some like technical difficulties.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. We can wait for V. He's back. Good.
There he is.
V, did you get upset with the Mihawk slander? Did our Mihawk slander upset you and you had to dip?
No. Sorry, my connection died out. I'm back.
I have a Blackbeard question to kind of veer off, because we have 2 people who have Blackbeard, 2 people who don't. Gabe and Yusuf do not have him. Me and V do. I'm curious why he didn't make either Gabe or Yusuf's list.
Okay, Yusuf, you want to go first?
Yeah. I think he has the potential to, and I think having the ability to be the big bad, he needs to, might you believe he needs a third fruit, or that you think, that his dark
top 5 by
is a
the end
mythical zone in a way that like, some way to rival Luffy in a way, right? Whatever it may be, I think, yes, he's going to be placed in that position. However, I don't think he is there now currently. I think he'll definitely piece a lot of people in that list. But I'm not sure if he would really break it right now until he gets all his ducks in a row because he's he's very calculated. He's very
Yes.
and so I think
That's
like
true.
right now he has a plan. He's trying to execute while there's mayhem in the world, right?
He's a very good
striking while
pirate.
the iron is hot, and so
He's a great pirate.
Absolutely, he is literally the foil, the stereotypical pirate, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So do you have, because you got Luffy at 10?
He might see something there, but I'm not sure about the hockey right then.
Yeah, the hockey I think is lacking. It's probably so. You have Luffy beating
have Luffy
Blackbeard
ahead
in a
of him.
one-on-one right
Yes, right now, yes. But here's the thing with the one-on-one, and we saw it versus Ace. We've seen it in all of his fights. He's not good at fighting. He's got an
That's
OP
true.
devil fruit. Like
He's
I'll
a
go
shitty
back to
fighter.
what Kaido said. Hockey conquers all. Don't think he is good hockey. And I saw a funny thing on TikTok like a few weeks ago. It was like, oh, I can't wait for the eventual Katakuri Blackbeard fight. And someone was like, man, they're not going to be fighting. The Blackbeard Pirates, they're just going to jump him. They just jump guys.
Yeah,
Like,
that's exactly what's
I think that's how he's eventually
That's
going to
valid.
get into the top 5 by jumping. Like, we haven't seen him really take anybody on 101. We saw him beat Ace because Ace doesn't use his head and
Right.
relying on his double fruit. But as we've seen, even with Logia users, like once you hit like the Yonko level, like all the guys in my top 10 are like very experienced fighters. Luffy being the least experienced, but now that we've seen such a feat from Luffy with this awakening, I can't put Blackbeard over him right now.
What's the general feeling on this is kind of a detour, but general feeling on Luffy's awakening, the fact that it's, a mythical zone. What was you guys' reactions to that initially?
Completely caught off guard.
Same. Very
Completely
much so.
caught off guard.
Not
I was
very
expecting
much so.
something, but not sun god, mythical zone, model, human. You know what I mean? Like, wasn't expecting any of that. It was dope though. Dope as shit.
I do think it was cool. I've been digging the Toon Force shit.
I'm sorry,
Well-
my fault. Go ahead, Tyler.
No, you're good. Sorry, I thought that was a technical difficulty. I didn't realize it was drowning me out. I was just saying I love the Toon Force shit that's going on. But what were you saying?
That's what it is. I think it was just very unexpected. I think it was an asshole from Oda, but it was a great written one, right? Kind of laying the tracks with Who's Who and what's it, Jinbei, right? Like kind of
Right.
like building it from like a little bit behind, maybe even like a little bit before, like even Fishman Island with the whole tribute to Ace with like Red Hawk, right? With the whole idea of the fire, the sun, right? Why he can kind of like brave Kaido's like blast breath, right? Is because he's a sun god, right? I think
Right.
it was transitioned very well, but I did think that like Oda was maybe growing tired of like the rubber ploy or something. Maybe like he wanted to advance it a little bit more,
Mm. The rubber versus I had to like conceptualize it in my mind as he's not rubber, he's stretchiness. Like I had to think of him like Mr. Fantastic, like that's what the real embodiment of the whole power is. Like he can mold to the attacks. You saw all that shit.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay,
top tier durable character.
easy.
None of us had him ahead of Kaido though, right?
No, I think he
Because
still loses 1-on-1.
he still loses 101, and yes, he's gonna beat him 101, but it's not really 101. It's like, look at what
Right.
Kaido did before. And I keep making basketball references because that's the origin of this podcast network. But it's Tyler, you just played 5 hours to pick up basketball, and now some dude
Right.
walks in and wants to have a 1-on-1 with you. That's basically what Luffy versus Kaido is.
And just barely wins, by the way. Like beats
Just barely
11 to
wins.
9.
all of his new
Sure.
moves, Kaido's still hanging with him, still taking these blows to the face. And who knows? It could. For
And
all
this is
we know, it might
after
not even
like
be
Tyler
over.
repeatedly beating the guy, Kaido
Right.
and Luffy had multiple one-on-ones, right?
That's true.
Nobody beats Luffy 5 times in a row, and wins. You can't win a 6th time.
Facts.
Shall we move on to current top tens?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Tyler, you want to kick us off? Then I'll go, and then V, and then Yusuf. Do you want to sit back and watch again, or do you want to hop in this one?
I'll sit back again.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So Tyler,
So
you can get.
And I'm assuming we're doing the round robin again, but you might
Yes.
notice as we get towards the top some names that we heard before, like V kind of mentioned
That's
before
fine.
we started.
That's
But we'll
fine.
start from 10. Number 10, which actually I'm surprised we didn't mention this about V's list, but number 10, I've got Marco for current. But if he had Marco top 10 all
Yeah.
time,
Ah, yeah, yeah.
Honestly,
we forgot
yeah,
about that.
That's a big stretch. That's a big stretch.
That's a
After
big
hearing the
stretch.
rationale of the other names, that's
Underrated.
a big stretch.
I
Underrated,
honestly,
definitely think
yeah.
underrated.
but not
Underrated.
not
But not
not
top 10. Not top
doesn't
10
belong
all
in those
time.
names. Doesn't belong with the
Yeah.
rest of those names.
I do
Top
got
10
him just
current-
cracking it current though. Just cracking it. Marco at 10.
My 10 is Garp, which is probably the
Ooh.
only guy I would have. He fell down just because he's not in his prime anymore.
Mm.
That's valid. That's valid. I would agree with that. Top 10 right now. Probably so tough. I think it has to be an admiral. I'm gonna just revert to my original thought. I think top 10 is it's gonna be Garp as well. Just because, bro, I feel like his hockey like does the bare minimum right now, but I don't think his hockey is as strong as it was in his prime.
Yeah.
Just because
Yeah.
of his refusal to act in Marineford.
Mm. All right, then number 9, I've got Kizuru. You mentioned admirals. There we go. We got Kizuru at 9.
Mm.
I have the man that Kizuru seemed to be a little afraid of, and that's Ben Beckman.
Beckman, the
Ben
man, the legend.
Beckman.
Who is
Oh,
arguably if Shanks is the strongest crew, this guy's probably the strongest commander. He's probably the strongest
Facts.
commander we've seen.
I didn't know if we'd see his name. I'll be honest. I'm glad we did. I didn't know if we'd see it.
Damn. It's a
So number
lovely
9.
pick. Beautiful, beautiful pick. I think 9. Might have to put Marco again, man. I think he belongs at 9 on this list.
Okay, so you
I think
think
that's very
Marco's
fair.
stronger than Garp, but Garp, I guess it was off guard, but he did one shot Marco, like he knocked Marco out of the air
One
like a fly.
shot. One
Like
shot
a
is a
fly.
stretch.
It's
One
a
shot
stretch.
is a big stretch.
It
He
was
but
really
swats.
easy.
That's a
I'll
good
give him
hit.
swats.
It was
Good hit.
really
It's a good hit.
easy.
Give him a
It
little
wasn't
swat.
like Marco just took it and stood there like Kaido.
Yeah. Right. He was definitely in the rubble or some shit afterwards. Yeah.
So we're at 8.
Yes. Oh, wait. Is that me?
Yeah, it's you.
Okay. I got Mihawk. There we go.
Me too. Me
World's
too.
greatest swordsman.
I also have Mihawk. He's got Mihawk 1.
Nah, not 1. Maybe 4. I'll probably put Big Mom.
Big mommy.
Yeah, I feel like she's like the
Mom.
weakest Yonko right now.
disagree.
Below,
We'll
that
get
might
to
be
that. We'll
below
get to
some
this later. We'll
admiral.
get to this
Oh
later.
shit!
Put a pin in it.
Okay, 7. I've got Aokiji, Iceman.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't make my list.
Mm.
Number 7, I have Akainu. I think he's gotten much
Okay.
stronger since their
Yes,
duel.
yes. I agree. I agree as well because we saw his awakening in Punk Hazard. Well, we didn't see it, but we saw the effects of it. I think he's up there as
Right.
well. I'll put him 7.
Okay.
7. Yep. Okay.
Tyler, we are at 6.
I have Luffy, the man himself.
Ah.
The man himself.
Wow, my top. Yeah, all right. It's getting crazy. I have at number 6, I have the man who I feel like will be Akainu's true rival, or who has been, and one of them, who I believe is a former admiral. I saw this theory, and Akainu went, "I'm gonna kill all the pirates," and this guy went the total opposite way, and that's Dragon.
Dragon.
I think he's a high tier admiral level. I know he's the most wanted man, but I think that's because he knows all of the secrets, and that's why he dispersed. So I have Dragon at 6.
I like that.
Wow, it's a good list. Good list.
Yeah.
Fuck, this is so tough. I think this is the right spot for Mihawk then.
Mihawk.
This might be the right spot for him.
That's what, number 5, number 6? That
I
was
think
6.
it's
Gotcha.
6, yeah.
All right.
We're at 5.
So number 5, I've got Blackbeard.
I also have Blackbeard. We have similar lists. I also have Blackbeard
Yeah.
at 5.
Black boy. Okay. Figure I should say it.
I think right now, I'll put Luffy at 5.
Luffy.
Okay. Fair.
Yeah,
Over Mihawk.
Over Mihawk right now, yes.
Okay. Where am I at? Okay, number 4, Akainu. Yeah, the boy is up there. Respect the fleet admiral position.
I have Big Mom at 4.
Big Mom.
Fuck. 4. I think I'm gonna have to put Blackbeard.
Blackbeard. Okay.
Yeah, you have to fear the devil fruits, man. You have to.
You have to.
You have to
Fair.
respect them.
I think so for sure. Number 3, I've got Big Mom, Young
Okay.
Charlotte.
I have Luffy at 3.
Luffy at 3.
I know, right?
Already top
Okay.
3?
Yeah, we gotta talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk
I'm
about it after.
gonna have to put Kaido.
At 3.
Kaido, 3.
Kaido at 3.
All right, we're at 2.
2. I've got that man too. Kaido. Well, at 2. Kaido.
I also have Kaido at 2.
got it. Yep. What you got, V?
Has to be that man, Shanks.
That man.
Okay.
Shanks.
All right, number 1 then. This is interesting.
I've got the red hair.
You got Shanks at
number
1.
Yes, I do.
I believe he is still alive. I have Rocks at 1. No, I'm just kidding. I also have
Whoa.
Shanks
Oh.
at 1. I also have Shanks at 1. I also have
Shanks at 1. Okay.
Number 1.
Oh,
And V's number 1. You had Shanks at
I'm not-
2.
I might be wilding for this. Maybe, yeah, I might have to switch. I might have to switch this around. Actually, I think I'm because the person I was thinking of was Rayleigh, but I think I'm gonna have to bump him just below Kaido.
Right
So my 1 and 2 would have to my 1 and 2 would have to be Shanks, and then my 2 would have to be Kaido, and then I think 3. I think Rayleigh's top 3 right now in the universe.
now out
Old
of his
man-
prime, just
old man
chilling.
Ray-
But,
Rayleigh?
bro, even
Painting
right
chips?
now, right?
You think he beats
after those
Mihawk?
ends, He beats Mihawk. I think he beats Akainu right now. I think he beats Kizuru right now. I think he beats. I think he might die trying to fight like Kaido. You know what I mean? But I think he gets up there.
We've gotten so far in the story that hearing you say that made me think I forgot Rayleigh. But we've gotten so far in the story, I just don't think he can hang with any of the guys. Maybe he can hang with them. I don't think he can defeat any of these guys on my list.
I take it like this, right? So if Whitebeard's right hand man, if Marco can 1v2 King and Queen, then I think Rayleigh should be able to like at least 1v1 like a Yonko.
I feel you.
I mean, he's
think
losing. He's losing in the end run, but
He's
I think
losing.
I think he's giving great comp 1-on-1 to a Yonko.
But Marco didn't. And I love Marco. And I even said in our chat a few weeks ago, like he's
Yeah.
underrated. And I mentioned what you just said as a reason he's underrated. But that fight it's not like he defeated,
Well, it's
like,
not
he
a real 1v2.
took them out of
yeah.
commission. He didn't take King and Queen
Of
out of
course
commission.
not.
However, Rayleigh
The fact that
is
you can
definitely
keep both
above.
of those guys busy though, and like
Yeah,
still
agree with
be
that. I feel you.
above 85%.
I feel you.
I agree.
None
with
of
that.
those guys, and that's partly a reason neither of those guys even sniffed my list. I don't even think King would be.
Definitely not Queen. but
King would not even
probably
be in my
much
honorable
closer.
mentions. I would have guys like
Yeah.
Rayleigh and Katakuri
Yeah,
there.
then Beckman. Yeah,
But yeah.
What was
Yusuf,
which one did you say that was crazy? Which one did you say that was crazy that I wanted to go back to?
on
you want me to
V's list?
put a pin in it.
No, I forgot who it was.
Oh, me.
Or was it
I had
me?
Luffy at 3.
Oh my god. Oh yeah, that's right.
Let's
How
talk about
can I
it.
forget that? I need some explanation there. What's up with that one?
The
You
Awakening.
got Luffy over a Big Mom, Blackbeard, Dragon, Akainu,
think it's
and
close.
Mihawk.
I think it's close. I do think
Okay,
he's
I
stronger
see.
than Mihawk.
I think that too, though.
I believe. Let me see. Big Mom. I think it's very close. I think Luffy beats Big Mom in their final fight. I think Big Mom's done getting stronger, and Luffy's.
Yeah.
But even right now, Luffy, like he's the sun god. I feel like the world government was so shook about him getting this fruit that, and this was a fruit that Shanks had on his boat, who seems to know a lot of shit. Like I think fruit wise, he's OP as hell. And then also
Hockey wise,
he's got Conqueror's hockey.
Disgusting.
He's got
Yeah, the
Conqueror's
hockey's
hockey.
disgusting.
He's going toe to toe with Kaido. In only
Yeah.
Hockey.
Kaido, only like 4 other guys have done that. And nobody's beaten him. Nobody's beaten him at all, to our knowledge. Shanks stopped him at Marineford. That could have been Shanks making a deal with him. We don't know for
being
sure.
diplomatic.
And I'm not
White-
slandering Shanks with that.
Whitebeard,
'Cause Shanks is my
perchance.
number 1. Whitebeard,
Whitebeard maybe beat
Prime
him.
Whitebeard
I think he
beats him.
talked about it.
Prime Whitebeard
Yeah.
beats him for sure.
I think pretty easily, yeah. Prime Whitebeard, Prime Rocks.
But that's
Fuck
why
it,
I have
Prime
Luffy
Odin.
at 3 behind only Kaido and Shanks, because at this point in time, I think he could take on Blackbeard, Akainu, Dragon, which would never happen. He's not going to take on Dragon in a serious fight.
Right.
And the rest
What
of
if he
them.
does? Wouldn't that be a crazy flip? Like he's like, no, I gotta beat my dad's ass.
Right. Well, we'll see. We'll see with that. We'll see with Shanks.
I have a hard time because I feel everything you just said about Luffy is very potent and I think correct. But the room he has to grow with the fruit, like with the awakening, I kind of feel how we feel that way about Blackbeard. How it's this enormous destructive potential, but that's all it is at the moment is potential. Now, don't get me wrong, he's fulfilling that as he fights Kaido. So it's like every chapter he kind of is like a little inch higher up on all of my lists.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, which one's my current? I've got him at 5, right? So him and Blackbeard, I think I could probably switch around.
Right.
Him and Akainu, I think get pretty close.
Okay.
But right now, with the showing against Kaido and how narratively they say Kaido and Big Mom are pretty equal, we haven't exactly seen that, but I think narratively it implies that.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say it'd probably be a tough fight. And then Shanks, I don't think he's beaten Shanks yet.
No, I
still
don't think
that's
so
tough.
either. I don't think so either. And
valid.
I have him as 5th Yonko, but the weakest one as of right now.
my only thing is, I think even with Devil Fruit, he's master. Like he uses his Devil Fruit better than anybody else, really.
That's actually a good
In
point.
terms of, does he?
He's
have
just
to-
so goofy.
He is the most. I think he uses
Yes.
his Devil Fruit in the most creative way. When you start One
It
Piece
fits him
episode
the
1,
best.
it's like this is a joke. This guy's made of rubber, whatever. But
Yeah.
then you go on and it's like, okay, he's super fast. He can harden and all of that. It's crazy. Like that's why I'm not using the same criticism I have of Blackbeard that
Right.
I use for Blackbeard that I'm gonna do for Luffy.
It's funny that it's still a joke, like you said, for episode 1, his power was a joke. It's still like a joke, like the attacks he's doing on Kaido, he's using them as a jump rope and shit. Like he's grabbing through the floor and just grabbing him, and like people's eyes are popping out of their head. It's amazing. Luffy's great, dude. What a great protagonist.
I think we forgot about Yusuf.
Nah,
Oh,
thank you
shit,
guys.
yo,
You guys
you-
gave me enough time actually. So I actually brought on some honorable mentions as well. This is, I
Uh-huh.
think how it stands, right? I have 14 Rayleigh,
Okay.
13 Garp.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's see, 12 Zorro,
Oh,
Mihawk.
First time his name has been mentioned.
yeah.
I think
I didn't think
he's
he was gonna
conquered,
come up at all.
like the Conqueror's flow, so it should be interesting to see how that works when he's not being hit with an Ikuku sovereignty and he can actually go fall all out.
Right.
So let's see what I leave off at. 12 Zorro, 11 Mihawk. Still not cracking top 10, but I think he's right under as it stands currently. Then the real list, Kuzan for 10. Aokichi.
Okay.
Then we got 9. We got Beckman.
Okay.
Mhm.
That was definitely inspired by you, Gabe. Like I didn't think about it before. I was like, yeah,
Right.
that's gotta get in there.
No feats besides
Yeah,
scaring.
absolutely.
Besides halting Kizuru, that's his only feat so far.
And that's a
I mean,
great
we should see. He's the right hand of currently what I have.
Number
Somebody
one.
is very highly esteemed.
Yes.
Right.
So number 8, I have Akainu.
Mhm.
7, Dragon.
Dragon.
Yeah, 6,
Okay.
Luffy, the man himself. 5, Blackbeard.
Mhm.
4, Big Mom.
Mhm.
3, Kaido.
Mm.
2, Shanks.
Oh shit.
And number 1, just for the mystery and for the fuck of it, Emu.
Emu.
Valid.
Emu.
What is? Oh man, that's interesting. I'm dying to. And by the way, I know I put Emu in my all-time list, but not current. But he's alive, which
Right.
makes no sense. I just I didn't want to put him on both lists because we know nothing about him.
Yeah.
That's really interesting, man.
I'm not sold on him yet. I think he
Fair.
could still be that. He might not be a fighter type, but maybe
Like
the
a
Conqueror's
celestial
Haki is
dragon.
just crazy.
Just
Like
like,
a
a
celestial
puppeteer in the
dragon.
back, right?
Right. And it's like, and maybe it's like he could defend himself, like Nami's not beating him or some shit. But
Right.
I don't think he's this grand thing. I really think it's either the Conqueror's Haki is that overpowering or it's celestial dragon type shit.
I'm dying
Either
to
way,
know
though,
more
like
than anybody
the
what he
fact that
looks
he's
like.
a threat he's such a massive threat to the universe. I mean, to the in the
Absolutely.
world of One Piece.
Right.
You have to give him credibility.
I agree.
We're
He would be
so
on my
that's
honorable
what I did.
mention.
we're winding down here. I think that was a great first episode. Before we go, there's the clock. Before we go, nobody mentioned Enel.
Come on.
You don't think he's
Come
there?
on.
You don't think he's
come
there?
on. I don't think
That
NL's beating
observation
any
hockey?
admiral. I don't think
agree.
he's beating any admiral.
I agree. I just wanted to throw it out there.
Fujitora is
I would
beating.
have put him as the same level as like Ace.
Oh,
That's
okay.
I think that's pretty good. A Yamato,
Okay.
is that the same kind of tier?
Yamato's a little higher up just because of the
higher
Oh,
up.
you ever higher up? Right. I don't know
I
why
think so
I'm
too.
I need to put some respect on Yamato's name because they went one up. They were hanging with Kaido. I mean, not really.
I forgot
but kind of.
I forgot a couple of these Wano guys, like Odin. Until you said him,
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh shit!" I
That's
forgot
why
about him.
Kaido is so crazy because he wasn't
Yes.
just going up against marine fodder. He was going up against
Yeah.
like the Odin's retainers are a force. They would flex the Straw Hats pre-time skip, like Odin's retainers. Like these are no
Pre-time
jokes.
skip, yes.
That's
How
what I'm
about
saying, man.
post-time skip? What do you think they
No.
do post-time skip? Nothing.
Against
They're
the
doing
Straw
nothing?
Hats?
They're doing
I
nothing.
mean, maybe a couple. Like maybe
they-
Denjiro and Kinemon and maybe like
Can
yeah,
take
maybe
on-
a couple. Like, they probably take down Usopp.
They could take down
Or maybe
besides
like
the top
Brook.
four. Everybody
Yeah.
after the top four they could take down, but not
yeah.
Jinbei, Luffy, Zorro, and Sanji. They're not
Mm.
hanging. But yeah,
Damn.
we can
Yo,
we
this is a
can
good arc, bro.
we can wrap this up. Wano's been
Fantastic work.
fantastic. Can't wait. Next time maybe we can talk a little bit more about what's currently going on in the manga. I'd
Yeah.
say Luffy, the past few chapters have definitely, if we did this episode a month ago, Luffy is much lower on all of our lists before he awakens.
I don't even know if he makes it.
Yeah. So
He
you
might
never
even
know.
make it before.
You never know what's going to happen in the story. And that's why I'm excited to do this podcast. I think this was a great first episode. I think we have 4 great hosts here, and
Yeah.
this is going to be quite the voyage, I should say.
Dude, the lore talk. Oh my god.
Love
When we
Lore
that.
get-
talk's going to go crazy, but now that
and
you
now
guys
everybody
know,
listening, you know we're crazy or we're not. It's based on our power scale. So
I
now
was
you
just going to
should be
say, now
interested
you
in
know a
tuning
little
in.
bit about us here in our top 10s, and you might not like us anymore. Or you might love us. We'll see.
That's
Definitely
even
uh,
better.
Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow us on social media, and thank you for listening.